Hello students, in this video I am going to tell you in detail about the your chapter 5, that is principles of inheritance and variation. So regarding this chapter, first we should know some basic terms which is used in genetics. So the first term which we used in genetics is known as character. So what is character? It is the feature of an individual that appears externally. Means uh, this talks about external appearance of any individual. Like, what should be the external appearance? It should be tall, height, fair color. If we talk about the plant, it can be flower color. It can be position of flower, or stem height, etc. So this is called as character. Next is trait. So this trait is an inherited character. Trait is an inherited character, or you can say it is a distinguishing quality of an organism. For example, it's very simple. Like, we talk about a character, that is height of a plant. Height of plant, this is the character. But height may vary from tall to dwarf or small. So these are the traits. This is the character, and these are the traits, that is height can be tall or dwarf, flower position can be terminal or axillary. So this is called as trait. Then there are so many terms like gene, or at the time of Mendel there were no any concept of gene. It was known as Mendelian factor or inherited factor. So what does it mean? It means that gene is a basic unit of heredity. It is a basic unit of hereditary material, and it is an inherited factor that that determines the biological character of an organism. Uh, so what could be the definition of gene? Gene is a sequence of DNA, and it is equivalent to factor of Mendel. So basically The factor which was used by Mendel, it was gene only. Next is allele. Allele can be called as allelomorph also. So it is an abbreviated form of allelomorph actually. So an allele is one of two or more alternative forms of gene that can exist on a single locus. Actually, each gene is present on a different loci. So, these alleles are present on a single locus. Locus simply means position. So, each allele, therefore, it has unique nucleotide sequences. Unique nucleotide sequence and may lead to different phenotypes for a given trait. For example, if the alleles are same, alleles for a gene is identical, then it is the organism is called as homozygous. And if the alleles um, of the gene are not identical, or you can say it's different, then it is called as heterozygous individual. Heterozygous. So if there are two different alleles, so one should be dominant and one should be recessive. So the dominant when uh, will express in the generation and the recessive one will not. For example, in pure tall and pure dwarf plants, some allele is duplicated as capital TT and small tt. This is a pure tall and pure dwarf. So this is homozygous, and if both alleles are present, then it is capital T small t, and this is called as heterozygous individual. So in the presence of allele, this allele cannot be expressed. So this one is capital T is dominant, or you can say pure tall character is dominant over the dwarfness one. So it is found at a fixed spot on a chromosome. Allele is found on a fixed spot, which I told you as a locus. So chromosome occur in pairs, so organism have two alleles for each gene. Point to be remembered that chromosome occurs in pair. So organism have two alleles for each gene. You always see in this chapter that sometimes it is this type, yellow color or green color, or like this, or like this. So as the chromosome occur in pair, that's why the allele also occur in pair, or you can say uh, every gene has, sorry, as allele is found at as I told you that a single locus, so chromosome which occur in pairs, so every organism has two alleles for each gene. So you can see here two alleles for each gene. So this is for yellow color, this is for green color, this is for yellow color, this is for that not it is not for green color, it was for wrinkled shaped, and this was for round shape. So yellow color, sorry, green color, yellow color, and this one is for wrinkle shaped, and this one is for round shaped. So this I will show you in the independent assortment experiment, how these alleles can be defined as yellow color or green color or wrinkled or round. So I'm just want to tell you here that uh, as the chromosome occur in pairs, so alleles also, so one allele in each chromosome in the pair. Next is the gene locus. Gene locus is the exact location on a chromosome in the nucleus of the cell where gene is located. It is the exact location. So if the alleles are present, so if the alleles of a gene are present on the same genes, then it can be called as homologous chromosome, as I shown you earlier. Then dominant and recessive, as I show you, like this is a character for tallness, capital T, and this for dwarfness. But in presence of this dominant character, it cannot express themselves. So in genetics, one character is said to be completely dominant to another when it is expressed equally in the homozygous and heterozygous condition. It can be like this or it can be like this. This means that the expression of dominant gene remains unaltered. Means it is always express themselves. So that's why it is unaltered. Expression is unaltered. So on the other hand, if this character comes in uh, if the recessive character comes in homologous situation, then only it can express themselves. So for this dominant character, they don't alter themselves, because here it also expresses themselves here also. But for recessive one, it should be in homologous condition, then only they can express themselves. So next is genotype and phenotype. So genotype, it is the complete genetic makeup of an organism which may or may not show in physical appearance. For example, the F2 crosses of Mendel, that was the capital TT, uh, then capital T small t, capital T small t, and small t small t. So this is uh, tall, 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 and dwarf. Tall, 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 and dwarf. So here we can see that if the appearance of this genetic combination is tall plant and this one is dwarf. So the phenotypic ratio will be 3 is to 1. But if we talk about what should be the genotype of this combination, then it is pure tall 1, this is hybrid tall 2, and this one is pure dwarf, that is 1. So its genotype would be 1 is to 2 is to 1, pure tall, hybrid, pure dwarf. So the complete genetic makeup of an organism, which may or may not show in physical appearance, it is called as genotype. So here you can say it is not expressed in genotype, so that's why it is called as genotype. So phenotype is the outward observation or outward features or outward expression or behavior of an organism, which is based on the coding of the genotype, as I shown you here. So phenotype can be observed by direct observation, whereas genotype is ascertained from ancestry or progeny. So that's the main difference between uh, phenotype and genotype. Next is the, it's also very important, that is pure line. Pure line, I think this word we heard earlier. What is pure line? uh, Pure line, as the name indicate, definitely there is no mixing, there is no any other combination. It is a breed or a strain of animals or plants in which certain character appear in successive generation as a result of inbreeding or self fertilization. I think we have seen this concept in chapter 2 also. So there is a successive generation due to inbreeding. So individuals should be homozygous to a particular trait, and they produce only one type of offspring. Okay, one type of offspring will be produced, and these individual breed true for their phenotype as well as for genotype. For example, when pea plant bearing purple flowers, pea plant bearing purple flowers, and they produce with similar character generation after generation on being self pollinated or cross pollinated among themselves, so they are said to be pure lines. Mostly we use the term self pollination in case of pure line. So this is all about the uh, terminologies which we will use in this particular chapter.